Welcome to another edition of Backyard Beatitudes. I'm PT. Good to have you along for the session today. And it's a blustery day in SoCal this Wednesday. And so I'm going to get through this and get it to you as quickly as possible. I want to talk to you today about isolation and loneliness. We're living through this sequestered scenario, and a lot of people are having issues as a result of being isolated, as a result of being lonely. You see, the Bible speaks about this. In fact, God said after He created everything and said, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Then in Genesis chapter 2 and verse number 18, God says something is not good. And the very first thing that God said is not good, it's not good for man to be alone. Boom, there you go. And so it's not good to be isolated. It's not good to be in a lonely setup that you don't have anybody else to look to depend on, to turn to. It's not healthy, and it messes with your psyche. So I wanted to share with you a few reasons why it's not good to be alone. First of all, let's start with what the psalmist said in Psalm 25 and verse number 16. He said, "Turn to me, Lord, and be merciful to me, because I am lonely and I am weak." I'm weak and I'm lonely. Well, hey, he hit on something right there, because modern researchers have found that loneliness, first and foremost, loneliness contributes to a weakened immune system. So I'm not surprised that the psalmist would say, I'm lonely and I'm weak. According to research done at Ohio State University, that is exactly what happens. When we're isolated and when we're lonely, our immune system suffers. This can lead to increased inflammation. Well, that's troublesome. Why? Because increased inflammation then shows up with a lot of other trouble. It shows up with type 2 diabetes. It shows up with heart disease. It shows up with arthritis. It shows up with even Alzheimer's disease. Inflammation contributes to those diseases. And so it weakens our immunity system to be alone. Secondly, loneliness distorts your thinking. Have you ever had this experience? You choose for one reason or another to get some solitude, to get some alone time, and to be by yourself. And then after being by yourself for some time, you start feeling these weird feelings, these feelings of loneliness, these feelings of sadness, etc. All of a sudden, we start having negative thoughts of being unloved or unlovely, etc. And these thoughts are a common example of how loneliness contributes to our perceptions, and it's dangerous. Believing that no one loves you, no one cares about you, can lead you to make rash decisions, bad decisions, unhealthy decisions, destructive decisions. We need to be very careful to remember that feelings are just that, feelings. They ought not to be wholly ignored, but neither should they be the deciding factor when we're trying to make decisions. Well, what does the scripture say? Well, scripture warns us in Jeremiah 17:9 that the heart is desperately wicked, deceitful above all things. Many of the strong feelings that we experience are rooted in traumatic experiences and events that happened to us a long time ago and shape the way our thought processes work and they're not necessarily good. So, basing everything upon feelings can be problematic. The third reason is a huge reason. Loneliness can kill you. Yeah, you heard that right. Loneliness kills. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the suicide rate across America has skyrocketed in the last month and a half. Since we've been in isolation and people have been in lockdown, suicide rates have skyrocketed amongst all ages. It's horrible. It's an epidemic. Why is that? Because loneliness can kill you. I learned something surprising from a psychologist by the name of Guy Winch. And this is what he said. He said, loneliness is as bad for your health and longevity as smoking is. Why, you may ask? Well, it increases cholesterol, it raises your blood pressure, and as we already stated, it weakens your immune system. Loneliness does all of that to us. Spend too much time alone and you are literally shortening your life. Psychologist John Cacioppo from the University of Chicago tracks the effects of loneliness on people of all ages, and one of his findings is this: regardless of your age, living alone increases the risk of suicide. And I believe we've seen that played out over this last month and a half. As I said, suicide rates have skyrocketed. So what's the conclusion today? The conclusion to all this is this: we were not created to be isolated. We were not created to do life alone. We were not created to go solo flight in everything that we do and think. We were created for community. We're supposed to be in this together. If you start feeling fear, anxiety, if you start feeling worry, if your mind starts tripping on you, you need to seek help. You need to call a friend. You need to text somebody. Hey, call the church office. Hey, text us. Get a hold of somebody and let them know. Let them pray with you. Let them give you an encouraging word. That's what we're here for. We're here to help one another and encourage one another and bless one another and get one another through these difficult days that we have found ourselves in. And also this: remember what God said. This is what God says in Isaiah 41:10. Don't be afraid because I'm with you. Don't be anxious because I am your God. I keep on strengthening you. I'm truly helping you. I'm surely holding you with my victorious right hand. Remember, the Lord is with you and He is helping you, and He's going to get you and me too through all of this. You just need to keep trusting Him, keep holding on to Him, keep believing Him, keep reading His Word, keep worshiping Him. But if you need somebody, hey, reach out. Reach out and call someone. Reach out and get a hold of someone and let them know where you are. And you just need to hear a voice of reason, a voice of encouragement, a voice of help, somebody that loves and cares about you. Well, remember this, that you are never alone because God is with you. Hey, you've got more friends than you know of. You've got people that care about you. You've got people that are concerned with you. So reach out to them and let them be the friend to you that you need maybe right now. Or maybe you don't need it right now. But guess what? You can be that friend to someone who does. And that's what this is all about, helping each other. Backyard Beatitudes. Today it's all about loneliness and isolation. Be a bringer of hope, of help, of encouragement to those that are feeling stressed out and stretched out to the max by this crisis that we're going through. Hey, God's with us and He's going to get us through, but we need to help each other and we need to do our part too. So do your part and see what God can do through you. God bless you. Have a blessed day and a blessed rest of your week, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.